Today's reading is from the letter of James, chapter 4, verses 13 to 17. Inshallah is an Arabic phrase meaning if God wishes, if God wills. And Muslims and others often use it when talking about their future plans. I will see you tomorrow, inshallah. It's a little acknowledgement that we do not control the future. It's ultimately unknown to us, and all our plans need to be provisional. How interesting that the letter of James contains the same idea. If the Lord wishes, we will live and do this and that. James says, you do not even know what tomorrow will bring. Most of the time, we carry on as if this were not the case. We make our plans and our future commitments. There's nothing wrong with making future plans and taking on commitments. But in all humility, it's not a bad idea to keep in mind our own frailty and our inability to see the future. If we forget that, we have a tendency to complacency and even arrogance. Remember the parable of the rich fool which Jesus told. He laid up his rich harvest and thought he need do no work for many years to come. But alas, that very night he died, so those riches were no good to him. We can't worry about possible death all the time. That would be a neurotic state of mind and could disable us for normal daily living. If we fear to take the bus or board an aeroplane, that would severely curtail our lives and our freedom, just as a person suffering agoraphobia is sadly limited in their movements. So somehow we need to combine confidence and appropriate future planning with an awareness of the provisionality of all our human plans. It's not an easy balance to strike, and inevitably people tend either in one direction or the other, too nervous or too self-sufficient. Inshallah, or if the Lord wishes, might be a useful phrase to have in mind, even if we don't say it out loud when we're committing to a future date. Just a tiny reminder that circumstances may change before that point in ways that are out of our control. Casting our minds back for a moment to the lockdown days of 2020, all our plans were cancelled for months. And even after that, plans had to be very provisional. But we quickly forget that level of insecurity and revert with relief to feeling certain about what is about to happen. Many of us also will have had the experience of a sudden accident or illness which has intervened in our lives and made us acutely aware of our lack of control and our essential frailty. Has that happened to you? And did it change your attitude permanently, or did you revert to your usual state of mind after a while? Did the effect wear off? All the self-help advice that we hear these days about living in the present is good, wise advice, focusing on and hopefully enjoying the here and now, rather than fretting about the future or living in the past. Jesus taught us to pray, give us this day our daily bread, not tomorrow's or not next week's. Since we cannot reliably predict tomorrow, let's make today as good as we can, not in a hedonistic way, but to live well now, to be the best person we can, to notice the beauty of the world around us, to stop and look, to be mindful. So, have a good day, as they say.